Outside right now, skies mostly clear. Temperatures are mild. There's a little bit of a breeze out there out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at the highs today. It was warm again, at least for late October. Our average high this time of the year is 68. We hit 74. But look at the warmth off to the west and southwest, where we had highs in the low to mid 80s. So yeah, warm air lurks, and it looks like it's going to return tomorrow. This after yesterday's highs in the low 80s. I think 80s returning again on Monday. And here's the reason why. Currently, we have southeast winds. That's sort of almost, it blew out some of that warm air that built in on Saturday. But we are going to find winds becoming more southerly and southwesterly as we work into Monday. So that's going to blow that warm air, that reservoir of warmth to our west and southwest. It's going to blow that warm air back into our area for Monday. And it looks like it will be warm enough, at least in a few spots, to chase the record high. Morning lows are going to be pretty comfortable as well. Generally in the 50s, 55 in Springfield, an afternoon high tomorrow of 82. Areas to the west and northwest, that's where I think we're going to find our warmest readings. Mid-80s common in places like Appleton City and Stockton up toward Lake of the Ozarks. Here in Springfield, I think we're going to fall well short of the record of 88 set back in 1939. But in Joplin, it's going to be a close call. And I think the Rolla-Vichy area actually has the best chance at either tying or setting a new record high. The record tomorrow is 82 for that location. I think we're going to hit 83 tomorrow afternoon. It looks like it's going to be a sun-filled day as well, but that changes. We are looking at a cloudier, wetter pattern developing starting Tuesday and continuing through this upcoming weekend. The first reason for clouds and wet weather is actually a system which is moving out of the East Pacific and now into Mexico. That is Norma. You can see the remnants of that storm located right there. That's going to get lifted north into the middle of the country by a developing trough in the western United States. So we should see shower chances returning on Tuesday, partly due to that tropical feature, which will be moving into the middle of the country. But the overall pattern also will continue to support a near daily chance for showers through this week and into this upcoming weekend as we find a trough persisting in the western United States. And that's going to lead to a corridor of unsettled weather from Texas up into the Great Lakes. That's also going to keep temperatures warm for this time of the year across the middle and eastern part of the country. Rainfall totals over the next 7 days, you can certainly see that stripe of heavier rain from Texas into the Great Lakes. And I think here locally, especially along and west of Highway 65, there are going to be some areas through this weekend that could see a few inches of rainfall. Let's show you the 7-day forecast. I mentioned the wet weather. Take a look at these highs. It looks like 77 on Tuesday, mid to upper 70s again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Overnight lows also unusually warm in the 60s. And I know that looks like a very, very wet forecast. I did say a near daily chance for rain, but none of those days appear to be a washout, at least not through the work week. I think this upcoming weekend, though, could be a different matter. We could find a front stalling maybe over or just to our south. That should lead to cooler temperatures, and it could lead to more widespread rain chances and maybe some locally heavy rainfalls. We'll be watching out for that potential. I also promised this, Sydney.
Okay, Halloween?
A look ahead to Halloween. Right now, looking at the pattern and the way it looks like it's going to unfold after this weekend, I think Halloween day and Halloween night will be dry and cold. It looks like we could be in for the coldest weather we've had so far this fall season for Halloween. I think skies are going to be clear.
That's good.
So, you know, they're not going to be those kinds of weather concerns for trick-or-treaters. And maybe most interestingly, we could experience our first widespread freeze Halloween morning and possibly the morning after Halloween.
So you might need a jacket if your kids are going trick-or-treating, or if you're going trick-or-treating with them. I mean, that's one thing I always hated about Halloween is how cold it is, how cold it was. And I never wanted to wear a jacket, and then my parents would always have me take one, and I would end up wearing it, and I would be so glad. But definitely not something you don't want to hear cold for Halloween.
Looks dry, but prepare for colder temperatures.
Yes, at least